truck spotting. There's a couple of, well, somebody asked me, hey, welcome to the truck. Somebody asked me last night, what's the attraction with trucks? And I started writing out an answer that I couldn't answer it. I started over answering it. And I was going, you know, I was over answering it, was what I was doing. McLaughlin Transport and DPD, all of the parcels. I over answered it. I haven't answered it because I put it in a Word document. I was trying to answer what's the attraction with trucks. It's quite complicated. But it's not complicated, but it depends how deep you go with stuff, and some of it's conceptual stuff, and it sounds a bit like, well, to the ordinary person it's maybe a bit much, but we're talking about the future of mankind and everything like that, you know, eugenics and everything, and what it means to be a human and everything like that. It's all a bit far-fetched because he just asked me what's the attraction with trucks, but then also I'm sort of thinking about autism, truck spotting, train spotting, car spotting. So if you look into children with autism, or children are into trucks and that, it's because of the wheels moving around or the colours. But to me it's a lot. The reason I've struggled to answer the question is there's so much. To some people there's nothing, right? They don't think there's anything to answer. But to me, when I'm in Perth and Kinross, there's so much to answer. You know, that trucks, so it's an anachronism of what's happening. So you got like a man with a truck, and that's how he started in business. He bought himself a truck, and his wife was at home and children. He went out and earned money driving trucks. And what happened is we got richer and wealthier, become corporate identities. So that's why I like companies with names like that you can connect, you can relate to. Archie Ferguson, for example, was a man that had a truck. I remember him. Well, I was young, I didn't know him, but I seen him, right? So that's a real man. Eddie Stobart, a real man. That obviously Stobart got massive and it ended up, you know, getting swallowed up by corporate, you know, a corporate sort of affair. It's now Kalina Group or whatever. Was it Great Beer or something it's called? I was going to say Brown Beer, I think it's Great Beer. Well, what the hell's going on here? Where the fuck are you going? You turning off or something? Alright, the truck's nipping on. Truck car transporter. So that's the trucking thing. So I haven't answered. I need to answer. It's a credible question, I suppose, although it's coming from a truck driver. Because I've done a lot of things in my life and everything, but I've never been a truck driver. I owned a truck. You know, one that was just big enough not to be a class 1 or whatever you call it. So I've owned a truck, and I've driven a truck, I've been in trucks. I've been involved with delivering stuff in cars and vans and stuff, but I've never been a truck driver. So it's almost like, well, what, you know. So I think he's probably get like the everyday trucking thing.
Classic FM.
You know, like the reality of it is, it's just a washing machine, white goods. I've heard that before, people talking about trucks, it's white goods. Everything's white goods, this car's white goods. I mean, like Ford Cortina's white goods, so it's a classic car now, but everything starts off being white goods. If you want it, that's just a sort of essential base way of looking at it. So truck spotting, but the reason I use that in my channel is you have to start somewhere. I've had people criticising me, obviously I've had loads, but the reality is you have to have something. You're going to have a channel, so why not use truck spotting? You know, so it's loosely what I do, I suppose. And it is a little bit of a laugh, really, I suppose. So, I mean, I do know, like, there's bus spotters, truck spotters, train spotters. I'm sorry if I'm taking the piss, but it's a laugh, you know. You should own your own proclivities. And then you get into that sort of analogy about sex and everything. Is it really about sex? Well, no, but there's attraction to trucks around. It's not the same as being attracted to a woman or a man or something or whatever, right? But there must be some kind of connection there, you know. It's like a fetish for trucks. You know, so all these things, I like to explore all these things, these topics, and I kind of, I like to sort of talk about like the utopian or dystopian futures and what's in store for us. So I think trucks can be used as an analogy. What's happened? McLaughlin Transport. See, somebody was called McLaughlin, right? I don't know if they're still alive, or they've been sold off, they're retired. You know, I don't know if the family still is in control of that business. They might be. There's like BOC, that's a corporate identity. You don't see a person there, do you? So I suppose that's when I'm truck spotting or looking at trucks, I'm more excited to see one that is connected to a real person. And I think most people probably do that, even though they don't know they're doing that. If you know what I mean. So I'm pretty sure that's what people are looking at. So we're looking at humanity. So I've waffled on for 10 minutes. I still don't really know. It's quite dangerous, this road. These fucking... We've got trucks there. Don't know why they're stopped in there. Is that like a little lay-by or something? So we seem to be escaping the weather. It looks a bit misty and everything. I mean, I could have left earlier, and I thought, well, what's the point going away up there and sitting in the car? And so basically, I left about 6:15, so I should be there about 7:20. As long as I don't make any wrong turns. And it opens at 8:30 or 8 o'clock. So I think getting there about 7:30 is probably about right. So it's McDonald's. So that's a name, but I mean that's lost its connection to a person a long time ago. I would say it wasn't. I don't think it was even the McDonald's, the actual McDonald's. It was another. It was some other McDonald's. That truck just flashed its lights, and I'm looking, going, "Is that something to do with me?" No, it's that car. I want the car to come in. So that's a wee chat about truck spotting. Now the woman that, when I did the care job, there was a woman worked at this. She did work in this garage, and she was a feminist, let's say. At the end of the day, I took a lot of that stuff too seriously. She didn't want me caring for her because I wasn't a woman. You know, it hit me quite hard. Actually, I should have been more, what do you call it? People, you have to give people the choice. You know, you give people the choices that it's on their, you know, whatever decisions they make, they're theirs. Don't fight them. I didn't necessarily fight her anyway, but I could have been a bit more graceful about it, I think, looking back. So, oh yeah, it's entirely up to you. It's a thing. It's kind of like a thing about being the better person. You know, you don't want to start fighting people, so you leave it. You're leaving it for them to deal with, rather than allowing them to hand you a bucket of shit. So I remember I went to a children's panel with my daughter. It was some kind of child hearing or something. And my friend came along, and Rona said, "Oh, I don't want a, you know, like this." She didn't want my friend to go into the hearing, right? And then I remember, prior to that, my head was all over the place. I wasn't really I was making all the wrong decisions, saying all the wrong things. I wasn't really able to conduct myself in society, really. But it's probably a bit extreme, but... And he said, she said, and he says, oh, that's absolutely perfect, yeah. She said, oh yeah, that's no problem, I'm happy to stay here. I'll wait outside, you know, something like that. And that, I know that sounds obvious, but that was a gracious way to be. When somebody doesn't want you around or whatever, agree with them. You know, let them deal with it. But I don't know if I'm really explaining myself right here, but anyway, I think that's enough of this video. We'll start again when we get to Perth. I should really learn this. Well, I should start piecing them all together, shouldn't I? I should. Yeah. Thanks for watching.
Bye.